Hello everybody, G-Bear, Homesteading the Desert. Another installment here, and we're on Sunday, August the 5th. And what you're looking at here is I've already gone and re-sloped my panels for the winter months. What I was noticing was at this time of year, as it starts getting later in the year, when the sun comes up over my shoulders, when they were flat, excuse me, oh boy, dust blowing in the wind. When they were flat, they were catching a shadow off the top of that electric room onto that second set of panels in the morning until 9:30, almost 10 o'clock in the morning. With them sloped like this, they actually catch the sun earlier, more around 8 a.m. instead. So I get 2 hours of extra sun on them that way. As you can see, the sun's high in the sky over there, gonna get ready to go down pretty soon, but it's still catching the panels just right. So at this time of year, this angle setting gets me the best collection of solar rays for my panels. Now you can see the three on top of the roof there are in the shade already. So I've got to move those three over to this end of the shed so that they carry the sun more through the day and later in the day. The ones on top of the propane shed are just fine. And I decided that my next project is going to be, because we're going into the winter months here and I have my clothes washer. I did laundry today, being Sunday. That's my laundry day. I did laundry, but I noticed that my top of my washer was dirty with dust and silt, and I opened it up and there was dust and dirt and silt inside. So I've got to make a project of building a little lean-to shed over that for right now. That'll be able to, I can convert it and move it later when I do put the room addition on, so that it's in a better location, but it still protects the washer for when the inclement weather comes through. All right, in my hand here I have my egg basket, and we're going to head out for today's collection of eggs. It's late in the day, probably a little after 6 p.m. or so. It was a comfortable day. I woke up this morning and I actually had to use blankets last night. It got down below 70 degrees last night, and that was pretty comfortable sleeping. And it didn't really get that hot all day. Oh, look at this. We got eggs in here. All right, so we're going to take two here, leave the fake in there. We're going to take two from here and leave the fake in here. You see the fake's got the X's on them, but I can tell by the colors. And yeah, all the girls have been fed and they got their treats today, so they're all happy. It's getting later in the day, and they made a mess of their oyster shells down there, but that's okay. I just sweep them back into the container and they find them in the dirt. Because when they pick stuff out of the dirt and the sand out here, the grit goes into their stomach. Hey, I got two on this side. The grit goes into their stomach and helps them grind up the food in the stomach and digest it. That's another little tip about chickens, probably you didn't know. And they have been going to town with laying eggs. So I got I got a half a dozen in here. This is the afternoon. And this morning I came out here and I took 5 out of there. That was from yesterday's late afternoon. I didn't harvest them at late afternoon when the sun was going down. So right now, sitting on my counter, I've got 3 full dozens of fresh eggs, and I've got a dozen and a half in the refrigerator. So anyway, the wind is cranking away right now. It has been since about 1 p.m. Before that, it was just a nice cool breeze. So I'm going to be getting ready to do some more work here. I got to go shut up my containers for the night. For tonight's dinner, I made chicken noodle and vegetable soup from the leftover smoked chicken. And I've already tasted it. And right now, my taste buds are saying, close off this video and get in there and eat. So G-Bear signing off.